What if I told you the story of Pushpa isn't just fiction? That its daring rebellions, ruthless smuggling, and the fight for power all echo shadows from a forgotten past. A past that predates the 19th century. Sounds far-fetched? Stay with me, because history often hides its truths in plain sight, and what's hidden is far more thrilling than you might imagine. Let's start with the heart of Pushpa's tale, the red sandalwood. It's a precious resource, rare and sought after, driving a network of exploitation, greed, and power struggles. But this isn't just a story for the big screen. Long before this movie, India's forests held treasures even mightier than gold. Sandalwood, teak, spices. They were the keys to wealth, and where wealth exists, conflict follows. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the forests of southern India were battlegrounds. But unlike wars fought with armies, these battles were silent. The local tribes, who considered the forests sacred, were exploited. Their resources were stolen, their lands were invaded, and their lives uprooted. Sound familiar? This is where Pushpa's story begins to parallel history. But let me stop here. Why were these resources so valuable? Why did they hold the power to ignite empires and rebellions alike? Let's unravel the layers of this enigma. Now imagine this. Deep in a dense jungle, under a full moon, traders huddle around sacks of red gold. Yes, sandalwood. Their whispers echo through the night. Suddenly there's a rustle. A young man, armed only with a knife, appears from the shadows. He doesn't speak, but his presence shifts the balance. He's not here to trade. He's here to claim. Who is he? Is it Pushpa or a forgotten hero of history? Let's dive deeper. Pushpa isn't just a character, it's an archetype. Throughout Indian history, underdogs like him have risen from nothing to challenge the mighty. Take the story of the tribal chieftains of the 18th century. They lived in the forests of South India, protecting their land against powerful forces. One such legend tells of a leader who controlled the trade of teak wood, a resource so coveted that it built ships and empires. His story mirrors Pushpa's, a nobody who became indispensable, both feared and respected. But the forest wasn't just a resource, it was a sanctuary, a world with its own laws. Smuggling wasn't merely illegal, it was a rebellion, a way to reclaim power stolen by kings and colonialists. The forests were alive with danger and opportunity, just like in the movie. But history shows us these rebellions weren't without cost. Let me ask you, if a man controls wealth, does he also control fate? Hold on to that thought, because the answer is more chilling than you think. Power comes with a price, and history is riddled with examples. In the early 19th century, the British East India Company exploited India's resources mercilessly. The sandalwood, spices, and teak they took didn't just build mansions in Britain, it destroyed the lives of millions here. Pushpa, like the tribal rebels of the past, represents resistance. He rises, but at what cost? In the movie, he loses his relationships, his peace, and even his morality. History shows us this is the curse of power. Folk heroes like Alluri Sitarama Raju, who fought the British later in the 20th century, paid the ultimate price. They fought not for glory, but for survival. But what's fascinating is how these stories continue to shape us. Pushpa's world might seem cinematic, but it's a reflection of struggles that existed centuries ago, and in some ways still exist today. Now, let's think about this from a futuristic lens. Imagine if history could be traced like DNA. Imagine finding remnants of ancient trade routes, lost treasures buried deep in jungles, and echoes of rebellion etched in the earth. The forests of South India could hold secrets that even modern technology hasn't uncovered yet. What if the story of Pushpa is more than a fictional tale? What if it's a retelling of an untold history, waiting for us to rediscover it? Here's a thought to leave you with. History doesn't die. It hides. The gold mined centuries ago, the sandalwood smuggled, the rebellions fought. They're all still out there waiting. Perhaps as you watch Pushpa, you're not just watching a movie. Perhaps you're witnessing the echoes of a past that's closer than we think. question is, are we brave enough to look deeper? What do you think? Is Pushpa just a movie? Or is it history reborn? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold stories.